You know what, man? Speaking of WWE, let's go ahead and jump on into these Money in the Bank predictions. Now, obviously, we can't do the men's Money in the Bank because of the fact that we don't know who the final man is in that match. My bad. I'm a stupid dingus bobingus. We do know the dang people. We don't know if there's going to be a fifth match because as of right now, there's only 4 matches. Those being the men's Money in the Bank match, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. Then we have the women's match, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Valkyrie. Then we have Lyra Valkyrie versus Becky Lynch. And I don't know why the site does not have it listed, but it's Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. So it's like, I don't know if we're going to get an 8th match. A 5th match. I don't see us getting one. The only match I could think that they would do, well, no, you couldn't even do that because Naomi is in Money in the Bank, and then Roxanne's in Money in the Bank, so you can't do Roxanne and Liv. You can't do Naomi and Jade. They're not gonna do anything Raw-wise because they already set up all the matches for Raw. So SmackDown-wise, I mean, there's a world where we get Damian Priest versus Jacob Fatu, but I don't think we're gonna get that match there. And then your tag match, I could see a world where they do Street Profits versus who was all in that damn match, or in that freaking attack. Street Profits versus YS6 versus Fraction versus DIY versus MCMG versus whoever the hell else was in that damn match. I could see a world where they do that, but if you do that match gonna be long as hell. So you gotta do like a fatal 4-way, and even then, it's probably still gonna be a pretty damn long match. So I think that match will be on the card. I just don't know how they would do it, because if it's anything above a fatal 4-way, that match is gonna be like 30-45 minutes, probably even like almost pushing an hour. The men's and women's Money in the Bank matches are likely also gonna be an hour as well. And then the tag match is going to be a good amount of time as well because of all them damn entrances and all that stuff. And mind you, we're including the entrances in the hour of these matches. And you have Stephanie Valkyrie who's going to have a long entrance. You have Rio's going to have a long entrance. You have Julia who's going to have not as long of an entrance. These aren't even long entrances. They're like a minute or so, but like it's still time. Seth Rollins going to probably have a long entrance. LA Knight, probably not. Maybe. Solo Sikoa, maybe. Penta, definitely with his little walk and all that stuff. Little Cerro, Mierro, and all that little all that little stuff. So it's like, it's gonna be at least an hour match. I don't know. Like, if they did do a men's tag match, it would be Seth Rollins. It'd be Street Profits. That's the name I meant to say. Street Profits, Fraction, MCMG. I don't even know how the hell it would have to be a fatal 5-way. So I'm gonna say no. I don't think there's gonna be another match on the card. If there is though, and if it is Street Profits, I'm picking Street Profits. If it's Jacob Fatu and Damian Priest, I'm picking Jacob Fatu, obviously. Now for the men's match, Solo Sikoa, like I said, Solo, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, El Grande. I think this is very clear who the winner is. The ones I'm just taking off immediately, Andrade's not winning it. I'm sorry for any Andrade fans out there. There is no possible way that Andrade is getting Money in the Bank and they're going to push that man to be a world champion. I just don't see it happening at all. It would make zero sense in my opinion. Penta, probably not. I think he's going to get the world championship in a different way. I feel like Money in the Bank is usually for the heels, like I've said before. So stupid damn low battery mode keeps messing me up right here. And my iPad is kind of hot, so it's also acting the floor right now. It's not even hot. Why the hell is it acting the floor right now? It's always the cold ones that be acting the fool. But I think Penta would get it off of somebody who's like a really big heel, and there's not really he's not getting it off of John Cena. I'm trying to tell you that. So yeah, and I think Penta won't get it right now. So we have 4 names: Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, El Grande. There is a very odd world where if WWE wants to put a World Heavyweight Championship on Penta, I could see El Grande getting the Money in the Bank. I could see El Grande cashing in, winning it, and then literally losing it like a few weeks later to Penta. If you really want to wrap this stupid El Grande storyline up somehow, some way, in a really great way, you wrap it up by having Penta get the World Heavyweight Championship off of El Grande, and then it's a big old celebration and all that stuff, and everybody's Cerro, Mierro, and all that stuff, and yada, yada, yada. That's not going to happen, though. That's not gonna happen. Sorry to tell you that. El Grande Americano is not winning no damn Money in the Bank at all the slightest. I can already let you know that for a fact. So now we have LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa. I've spoken about LA Knight before. I do not see a world where LA Knight wins it. I was talking to one of my mutuals, Zodiac and Jaden, and I think it was my boy Zodiac that said that he could see a world where LA Knight gets the win. And I say the same thing I've said before. How does LA Knight get the win, and who the hell does he actually dethrone? Because it's gonna be John Cena right now. He's not dethroning John Cena. I think there's no way on this damn planet is the end of this story going to be LA Knight dethrones John Cena. I just could not see it happening. Yes, they've had little interactions here and there. I just don't see that being the case. And then next, it would be Cody Rhodes. They're not having LA Knight dethrone Cody Rhodes. Face versus face? No, unless Cody's a heel. We're not booking Cody to be a heel already. It's just not happening. LA Knight's a heel? Maybe. I mean, he could be more of a tweener, but I don't think LA Knight would dethrone Cody Rhodes. And it's just like, when does he dethrone Cody? Because if Cody... Let's see, if Cody gets it from Cena at, let's just throw a random date out there in December, and then he faces Randy at WrestleMania, and they have their big old match, and Cody beats Randy, does LA Knight dethrone him the same match? Does he dethrone him after that match? Does he dethrone him the next Friday Night SmackDown? Is it the next match? Like, there maybe is a world where I could see LA Knight possibly dethroning Cody Rhodes if LA Knight more like a tweener around this time. And maybe the Money in the Bank briefcase does make him go from being a face to more of a tweener. I could see that. I don't think so. There is always the world that he can go to Raw, because then you would have... But no, my bad. But it wouldn't work either way, though, because you have Jey Uso right now as the World Heavyweight Champion. You're likely going to have Seth Rollins getting that belt. Maybe you have LA Knight dethrone Jey Uso during his Gunther match and all that. Like, Gunther's about to get the win. LA Knight's like, oh, no, can let him get the win and all that stuff, or something like that. But no, Seth Rollins would likely get the belt after Jey Uso. You're not having him dethrone Seth Rollins. Again, that's not the direction I see them going with. It's either CM Punk or Sami Zayn, one of the two. Which, by the way, if you want to know who I think is going to be dethroning Seth Rollins, go check out the Patreon. Got the men's world, predicting the next 10 men's World Heavyweight Champions over there right now. But no, it's not going to be LA Knight dethroning Seth Rollins. And then let's say it's Sami Zayn or CM Punk. Well, if CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, I could see him getting dethroned by LA Knight. I could see that happening. If it's Sami Zayn, I don't see it happening, because, like, I think you can't have this guy have a short reign. Like, you just had Jey Uso had a short reign. You can't have Sami as well. It feels very much so like, okay, we're putting a title on you because, you know, we want the really big pop and all that stuff, and then we're going to take it right off you because you're not World Heavyweight Championship material. Well, then it's like, how do we take anybody that doesn't look like a World Heavyweight Champion seriously? Like, in my opinion, you just can't do that. Now, Damian Priest looked like a World Heavyweight Champion because he looked like a heavyweight. And he also looked really, really good with the belt, too. And I want to see him get the World Heavyweight Championship one more time at least. But I just don't see that happening. So it's like, I think it's between Solo and it's between Seth Rollins. Now, I've said for Solo Sikoa before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. It might have just been in the video. I could see a world where Solo Sikoa dethrones Cody Rhodes. I could see that happening. I could even see a world where it's John Cena versus Cody. They're having their match, and then it's getting close to the end, both lying down on the ground. Here comes Solo Sikoa with Money in the Bank, and you know it's going to be a really funny run out, too. Honestly, I would love for him to run out, hit both of them with the briefcase, do his little shaky dance, do his little ooh, shaking my legs, ooh, and then just cashes in. That would be the greatest thing ever. Oh my gosh, that would be a thing of beauty, man. I want to see it. You know what? Maybe I want to see Solo Sikoa be the Money in the Bank champion. I mean, be the Money in the Bank winner more than Seth. But I could see a world where that does happen, to give Solo Sikoa this super big heat, and then he loses that championship early. Because I think Roman had a long reign. Cody had a long reign. This Cody Cena match likely happened about 8-9 months in, so that's going to be a long reign. That belt, Solo Sikoa, my bad. That belt can't afford a short reign. So if Solo Sikoa wins it like later in the year and then loses it at WrestleMania, that's fine. That's fine. Like, if he loses it to, that's like what, January, February, March, April. It's a 4-month reign with the belt. That's not bad by any means. So I can see a world where that happens. Like he loses it to Jacob Fatu. It's a great way to transition Jacob Fatu from the United States Championship to the WWE Championship, and then having him go on like a monster reign with the belt. I just don't know if WWE would do it is the issue. I think WWE would look at it and be like, well, let's see. We're pushing Seth Rollins in this big old faction right now. They need the World Heavyweight title. Obviously, the easiest way to get the World Heavyweight title onto Seth Rollins is by just having Money in the Bank happen. That's the easiest possible way. So it's like, I think WWE would just have Seth Rollins win because you set up Jay versus Gunther. You want to protect Gunther? Okay, you have Seth Rollins cash in. Because I don't think you can have Gunther lose to Jey Uso again and try to book him as a monster in the future. It's just not going to work. And I'm going to be real with you, man. I like Jay versus Gunther the first time. I don't know. I don't know if I need to see it a second time. I don't know if I need to see it a second time. Although I will say though, the matches have gotten better and better over time. So maybe this part, the hell is this, part 15? Maybe part 15 is better than part 14. I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank, and then he cashes in on Jay and Gunther's match, the Raw after Money in the Bank. Now, on the women's side of things, we have Miss Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Valkyrie. I'm going to tell you right now, Roxanne Perez ain't winning no damn Money in the Bank. She's not even winning Dominic Mysterio Hart, so she's definitely winning Money in the Bank. Julia, probably not winning Money in the Bank either. I just think she's going to go for the U.S. title. Now we have the next four. I think Stephanie Valkyrie cannot get it. It is way too damn early, bro. She's literally 2 matches in to her. Well, then again, MCMG won 3 matches in. They didn't even have any matches before on WWE, so there is always that. But I think Stephanie Valkyrie won't get it. Although, I guess I will say, what do you do with Stephanie Valkyrie if she doesn't win Money in the Bank? Like, do you have her do the feud with Io? Do you have her potentially dethrone Io? I think that is the route that WWE would possibly go. So then again, I guess why wouldn't they just give her the Money in the Bank? But she's a face. I don't think she needs Money in the Bank. Though, like I said before, Money in the Bank belongs to the heels. It's not always the greatest with the faces. That's why I don't really ever want to see faces winning Money in the Bank. So I don't think Stephanie Valkyrie would get it. Now we have Alexa Bliss, Rhea, and Naomi. I'm sorry to say this to all my Alexa Bliss fans. I love Alexa Bliss as well. I think she's absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. One of my favorite wrestlers, period. She is not winning Money in the Bank. That's just not happening. No. It's not happening. I don't see a world where Alexa Bliss gets another world championship. I do not see a world because WWE has not made me believe that there is another world. Or that there is a world where she gets it. I can see her getting multiple like mid-card belts, and that's probably it. Maybe she sneaks a world like a women's world champion or WWE women's champion within like a year, within like 2 years, but I don't personally see it. So now we have Rhea and Naomi. You know what's funny? Apparently people are going around saying that I personally hate Rhea Ripley and that I push the Rhea Ripley hate agenda and all this stuff, which is so crazy because I don't ever remember hating Rhea Ripley. I have personally never hated Rhea Ripley. I was the person that, never mind. I'm not going that way. That was not me. I am a black person. We're not even going on that joke either. Nope. If you know, you know. But no, man, I love me some Rhea Ripley, man. I think she's an amazing woman. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at man. Have I disliked Rhea's booking as of recent? Yes, I have. Did I think that Rhea Ripley probably shouldn't have thrown Liv Morgan? Yes, I have. Yes, I did say that. Do I think that Rhea Ripley did not have a great match against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39, even though everybody else thinks it's a really great match? Yes, I did say that. Do I think that Rhea Ripley's been carried in a lot of her matches? Yes, I definitely do. Do I think that Rhea Ripley's World Heavyweight Champion, Women's World Championship reign is overrated? No, not necessarily. I think her fucking aura was absolutely insane. Just the matches sucked. And the matches were garbage. But I would not be completely mad if Rhea won Money in the Bank. Hear me out as to why. They have been shoving Rhea Ripley in this Io Sky thing ever since Io Sky got the damn the Women's World Championship. Even after Rhea Ripley, lost the triple threat match. And they did not do the whole, I want my rematch because I didn't get pinned at WrestleMania. So they finally listened to the IWC and said, okay, you know what? Let's get Rhea kind of away from her. We're still going to have her there, but we're not going to just force it. Great. Okay. For the past about month now, for I guess a month and a half now, she has not been technically in the Women's World Championship picture, which is what I've wanted from Rhea. I just wanted Rhea out of the picture. If she's doing other things, fine. If she's, having matches, great. If she's just not in the Women's World Championship picture, it's great. I think Rhea still has absolute aura. I think Rhea still looks amazing as a champion. I think if you put the belt on her right now, it's just going to do numbers. But I would, the thing is, I wouldn't be necessarily mad if she got Money in the Bank, because you are going to put the world title back on her this year. That's an apparent. If you're not putting it on Stephanie, you're putting it on Rhea, one of the two. And if you put it on Stephanie, I guarantee you will have her lose it to Rhea at the Australia show. She's probably not going to hold it that long. So it's I could see a world where they want to turn Rhea back heel, so they have Rhea cash in on Io. Now, if they turn Rhea to a heel again, I am all here for that. Because I liked Rhea a lot more as a heel than I did as a face. The only time I really liked her as a face was with the whole Liv storyline, early on at least, not the rest of it. Because I honestly, I thought she played the character really well. I thought she played into her emotions really well about how she was hurt and all that stuff. I thought it was really, really good. So I could see a world where Rhea does get the Money in the Bank. I don't think it should happen necessarily. I would not be mad at it, although I wouldn't be too happy about it if she didn't win it either. I'd be like, I want Naomi to win it, obviously. But I will be happy because I'm a very petty person. All the people that are going to be upset saying, Rhea's getting shoved down our throats again. Rhea doesn't deserve this. Rhea sucks. But back to the whole, the women's Money in the Bank thing. I think Naomi gets this. I think it makes the most sense. You proceed with caution, wrap the whole damn Money in the Bank briefcase up in all the whatchamacallit and all that stuff. You're gonna the caution tape and all that stuff. It's gonna just make so much sense. Think she needs it for the heel turn. Think it's gonna be big because then you can put the Women's World or the WWE Women's Championship on Jade eventually, or Bianca, wherever you want to put it on to. It's gonna be a great story for either one of these women to eventually, get that get the Women's Championship off of Naomi, especially going on a Reign of Terror type vibes. There is also the thing of you're probably gonna need a true heel on Raw, a true heel on SmackDown, because you don't really Tiffany's not really a heel, but you got a lot of faces there. Tiffany can have an uphill battle if you want to have her, kind of become a baby face. Julia can have an uphill battle if you want to have her get into that spot. You could have Alexa get there. You can have Bianca and Jade, and then you can have either Bianca or Jade win the Royal Rumble next year if you really want to do that. It would, I think, make Bianca Belair a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. So if you really, really want to do that, hey man, shout out to WWE if y'all really do that. I might be back on the train. So it's I just thought about something too. With all y'all hating on WWE now, it'd be sick of me to be like, hey y'all, man, WWE ain't that bad, y'all. I'm just saying, man. I think even my WWE hate is not even the most egregious, man. Y'all just y'all sick. But yeah, I think Naomi does need this because of who you can go to. I think if Rhea gets it, who do you really pass it off to? If any of these women get it, if Alexa gets it, you're passing off to Charlotte. You're not passing off to anybody that really needs the belt. You give it to Roxanne. Okay, cool. Roxanne, Stephanie, Julia are all in the same belt. You give it to them. You give it to a rookie. You're strapped. You put the damn rocket ship on, or you put the rocket on their back and all that stuff. Boom, right to the moon. Okay, cool. It didn't really work the greatest with Tiffany. She was super over, but I don't think for Julia and Roxanne it's gonna work. I don't think they're super marketable. I think Stephanie definitely is. I don't think Roxanne and Julia are though. Naomi, you go to Jade, you go to Bianca, one of the two. Also, why was Jade not Storm this year? Why was she not Storm? Just my opinion on that. She should have been Storm. Shout out to the other lady that did get Storm though. I don't know the name. I just seen a TikTok of that. Jade literally looks like Storm. But all right, whatever, man. Just like the same people that are hating on I forgot her, Hunter Schafer for being or possibly being Zelda. She looks literally just like Zelda. She literally looks like an elf. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop being stupid. But yeah, no, I think Naomi does get this because it just makes so much sense for Naomi to get it. There's nobody else that you're putting it on. There's I think the other ones, I think with Seth Rollins with the men's side, I could see a world where LA gets it. I could see a world where Solo gets it. I could see a world where Penta gets it. Naomi, I don't see a world where any of these other women get it. Because I don't think, again, the only one that I can see it going on to is Stephanie. Other than, I just think it'd be crazy for Stephanie to get it, but I could see them putting on Stephanie just to like freaking put the backpack. I mean, put the rocket on her back and just shoot her to the moon, because she is super freaking over already as is. Rhea, I personally think it'd be better to put it on Rhea, because you're putting it back on your biggest star at least. But I think Naomi makes the most sense. Now we have Miss Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. I'm going with Lyra. I don't think Becky needs to win. I think Becky has a Bayley feud right there. She does not need the win at all. I think Lyra Valkyria needs this win more. I think she should 3-0 Becky Lynch to kind of shut her up about everything she's been saying about how if it wasn't for, Becky, that Lyra would never be here. If it wasn't for Becky, that Lyra would never be a star and all this stuff, even though Becky Lynch is 100% true, because if you look at the women's IC title, that thing been on 3 straight PLEs now: WrestleMania, Backlash, and Money in the Bank. I'm not counting Saturday Night's Main Event, obviously. The women's US title, that thing ain't been on 1 PLE yet. So yeah, kind of, she ain't the most wrong there. I'm not counting Royal Rumble either, so no. But if you want to count the Royal Rumble, Lyra's been on 4 straight PLEs. But again, I'm not gonna count the Royal Rumble though. But yeah, no, I think Lyra Valkyria just kind of needs this to solidify her run, because what you could kind of do, it's gonna be odd because you're having Roxanne and Liv still do stuff. What you could technically do is you could do Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne. Like Finn Balor could get Roxanne Perez a match against Lyra and all that stuff, and then you still have kind of like Roxanne screwing over Liv, which eventually leads to Liv costing Roxanne Perez her IC title match, which then which then pushes the Roxanne Liv feud. It gets Lyra over Roxanne, but it protects both of them because Lyra didn't have to lose and Roxanne didn't have to lose. So if Roxanne does go over Liv, you can have Roxanne run that thing back with Lyra Valkyria. Or you could put that belt on to Stephanie Valkyria if you really, really wanted to, because then you could have Stephanie kind of get into that IC title scene. You could have Io Sky get into that IC title scene if you really want to do that as well. You could have really anybody, but I think you need a really, really solid run here from Lyra to end it, because I think the beginning was just fine. It's gotten really good because of Becky Lynch now. So all y'all that are saying that Becky Lynch, Becky Hogan and all that, y'all need to shut y'all ass up, you little children, okay? When grown folk is speaking like me and Becky Lynch, just shut y'all ass up. Becky Lynch made a lot of y'all favorite wrestlers. Just remember that, by the way. But I think Lyra Valkyria definitely does need this. I think the IC title needs this, especially with the way the US title's been booked. I think she really, really needs this. And if you want to go from Lyra to Io, you definitely can. You definitely can. If you want to go from Lyra to Stephanie, you can. If you want to go from Lyra to Roxanne eventually, you can as well. If you want to go from Lyra to Liv, you can do that as well. Like, I think you have a lot of great places that you can go with it. If you want to even give Lyra a 1-year reign with the belt, you easily can, because, well, no, you couldn't easily do it. I think it would probably end around maybe like October or something like that. I can see end around even SummerSlam or Evolution if you really want. I don't know. Well, no, because if you're running a Roxanne feud next, you're gonna have Liv getting involved in that. I mean, well, wait. SummerSlam is actually in August. I forgot about that. And Evolution is in July. So you could have a world where Roxanne fights Liv at Evolution, and then Lyra eventually fights Roxanne at SummerSlam. And if you want to have Roxanne dethrone Lyra there, you definitely can do that as well. That's going to be a big-ass match. So you can do one of the two. But I do have Lyra Valkyria winning. I think she needs this win. I know, like Becky said, like it's title versus never getting a chance ever again against Lyra. Becky can get a chance again later on. It's not against Lyra. My only question is so Becky can't get a chance against Lyra as long as she's the IC champion. If Lyra loses to Roxanne, but then eventually gets the IC title back, can Becky challenge Lyra for the IC title? Or does that like whole clause still come into effect? Or are we just gonna throw it out the window because we don't really care about logic in WWE? Which one is it? I'm going to assume we're just gonna throw it out the window, but I think it'd be really funny if anytime Becky wanted to go after the IC title, Lyra's just always holding it, and she's like, dang nabbit, I can't get the IC title because you have it, Lyra. Now I gotta kick your ass. But yeah, no, I think Lyra, honestly, You know what you could do? You could do Lyra beats Becky, Lyra and Roxanne feud. Roxanne eventually gets screwed over by Liv after screwing over Liv. So Roxanne goes over Liv. Lyra loses to Roxanne at SummerSlam. And then Roxanne feuds with Bayley. Because you can have Bayley and Becky Lynch feud up until SummerSlam if you want to. And then you do Bayley. You finally get to close off Bayley and Roxanne because I think that needs to be closed. Well, first of all, it needs to even be officially like doing some damn stuff with it other than, you know, just a few interferences here and there and like 2 promos. So yeah, I think I can see that happening because then Bayley gets the IC title. Then you could probably move her over to SmackDown and she gets the US title if you're not planning to have her leave, or at least if you do that with her, then she's the very first and second for official Grand Slam champion because she got it the first time and then she would get it this time as well. So I can see that happening as well if they really want to do that with Bayley, if they really want to push her so that she doesn't go to AEW. I could see that being the case, although with the reports of AEW not taking any stars, I could see them not getting Bayley, but I think that also might mean a thing of like, we ain't taking y'all that ain't really that known. Like if you a superstar, we finna get your ass on over here. Becky Lynch, get your ass on over here. Also, I will say real quickly too, we're talking about it on TikTok Live. Cody Rhodes should never go back to AEW. If he's doing the whole Dark Knight thing and all that thing, I think he should never go back to AEW because I feel like it would just ruin everything. I don't know if I said that last time in the episode about when I talk about Cody and the Dark Knight and all that stuff, but I think he should never, ever go back to AEW. Not even like a Hall of Fame thing or anything like that. I don't think he should. But next up we have Cody Rhodes. Speaking of Cody, great way to transition. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, transitions. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Logan Paul and John Cena. I hate the fact that this match is happening. I really, really do. This match is fucking stupid. Who the hell authorized this match, man? I mean, Cody and Jey are winning. They're not losing. There's no freaking way that Cody and Jey lose. No, we're not having this happen. I think that also would be the best way to keep Seth Rollins from not cashing in on Jey is that him and Jey actually win. Although I guess if Seth beats Jey, then it would be Seth versus Gunther. Yeah, they're not doing that now. Well, I mean, a great ass freaking Raw match, I'll tell you that right now, but they're not doing that now. So I think Cody and Jey win. There's literally no reason for them to lose. Like, I don't have a deep thing on this other than like, oh God, oh, they better not freaking do it. Oh my God, we better not get John Cena versus Logan Paul Saturday night's main event because John Cena and Logan Paul start getting into it mid-match. Oh, they might. Oh, that would suck. Please, we already we had to get Logan Paul versus Jey Uso for the whatever title. Please don't do this. You know what? Give me John Cena and Travis Scott versus Cody and Bad Bunny. Give me that instead of Saturday night's main event. I do not want to see the world where we have Cody Rhodes. I mean, we have John Cena versus Logan Paul as Saturday night's main event. I really don't want that to happen. I think that would be the absolute worst thing for business. That match is gonna suck. Ugh. But yeah, no, I don't need it. But I do think John Cena and Cody, and Logan Paul are probably gonna, it's not gonna work out. It's Logan Paul's big ass ego and John Cena is just probably big ass ego as well. But like a less annoying ego. Like I think like Logan Paul has an ego and it's just like, John Cena got an ego and it's like, okay, I expect you to have an ego. You're John Cena. Like I expect Tom Brady to have an ego. I expect freaking Michael Jordan and LeBron to have, well, not Michael Jordan because bum. I expect LeBron to have an ego. Damn, did Michael Jordan start choking me right now? My goodness. Oh my God. I called him a bum and just, damn, my guy. Goodness gracious. You ain't Reggie Miller, man. Damn, I was about to call him Reggie Wayne. Oh my goodness. They're both bald. Bald men with bald pointy heads. But Yeah, no, I can see John Cena and Logan Paul getting into it just because, like, Logan Paul starts messing up. John Cena just leaves the ring. Actually, if John Cena leaves the ring and Cody and Jay win against Logan Paul, that would keep John Cena from getting cashed in on. That would keep Jey Uso from getting cashed in on because Cody Rhodes is right there, so he's not going to allow Seth to cash in on him. Yeah, I can see that working. Okay, I'm going with that. Yeah, I think John Cena leads the match, which would be funny as hell, and it's definitely not going to ruin wrestling. But you know what? John Cena's lead the match just because I think he should lead the match. And then we'll have, Cody and Jay are going to get that big win, and I think maybe the Ring General comes out. I can see him coming out, but probably not though. I think what's gonna happen is Seth Rollins will come out, but he won't cash it in. He's gonna act like he's gonna cash in, and then Cody's gonna be right there to back him up. And then I think that's when and then I think the following night, Seth Rollins will cash in the Money in the Bank on Jey Uso and Gunther because Cody Rhodes won't be there to help him. I guarantee you, even like sometime throughout that night, Sami Zayn and CM Punk get taken out just so they can't interfere in Seth Rollins potentially cashing in the Money in the Bank. So yeah, that's our